what to do
کاوش
about this.
مدیا
Netanyahu has been stuck on one track on Iran now for about 20 years, saying Iran is only a few months away or 2 years away at most from a nuclear weapon. And his policy has basically been one of containment, forever containment, not just containment, but forever. That policy is not working and hasn't been working. And Israeli officials have started to question it. And for the first time, we've heard explicit public pushback from senior security and intelligence officials saying, actually, we'd like to go back into the JCPOA. And what's more, we want to go back, and we suggest we go back without adding anything to it. No questions of including missiles or other aspects into the negotiations, i.e. vanilla JCPOA. We want to go back to that. Israel was safer at that time than it is now. And these are senior officials, former heads of Mossad and others, talking about it. And I think it reflects something actually more substantial that's taken place in Iran. And that is that, we've been talking all the time about the nuclear issue being the real issue. But actually, for Israel, it's suddenly transformed because actually it's not the big one out there that's been the main issue. It's all the small ones, the little ones, the smart cruise missiles, the swarm drones stretching from Yemen through Iraq, Iran, Syria, and even to a certain extent into Gaza. This is much more of a real threat and a real deterrence to Israel. Those missiles are hugely accurate. The swarm drones are very effective. We saw that in the attack on Aramco last year, where missiles were precisely sighted into their targets. And so this is a different level of deterrence. It's a new deterrence that Iran has. It's what I call the red pill, because Mossad has been saying all along, Iran is on the brink of internal implosion. It's collapsing. Its economy is almost in ruins. And we all know now that's not true. It's not the case. And in fact, now Iran is moving into a new era of cooperation, first of all, with China, but also within Russia, not just on trade, but on training, intelligence sharing, security issues, joint exercises. I mean, really a very big change taking place there. Iran is right plumb center in both, and has been. I mean, since the last Silk Roads largely sort of evaporated in the 1500s, but it was always the Persian traders who were in command of those trade routes, really in the centuries up to the 1500s when it went into decline. So, I mean, they're really crucial to China, crucial to Russia, not only in trade, but in security terms. And of course, China is expecting to have the return, which is going to be Iranian oil. That's what it wants, security of energy.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند